Hello, and thank you for joining me here at the British International School in Phuket. My name is David Hyde. I am a Deputy Principal here, working primarily with the early years, also with Year 1 as part of my role. A little bit background on me. I am a Canadian teacher. I taught in a Canadian primary school for several years before I started my journey internationally. I've been in Thailand now 20 years and working here at BISP for 8 years. I would like to talk to you a little bit about the early years and how important those early years are as being building blocks for life. A bit of our philosophy background at BISP. We believe that the purpose of formal education is to develop the necessary skills to maximize the potential of young people. We believe that our early years is the foundational stage for these building blocks to be embedded and then built upon in future. At BISP, we prioritize fostering strong and supportive relationships. We recognize and value that clear and regular communication between home and school is paramount to ensuring your child's success. Our shared values at BISP are inspire learning, nurture well-being, and ignite passion. We aim to inspire learning by creating a love for learning in young children. We also aim to nurture well-being through our personal, social, and emotional curriculum, being such an important aspect in young children's lives. We also want to ignite passion in children. We want to provide opportunities for children to have lots of different shared experiences. These principles apply across all AOI schools. Throughout my career teaching, especially in the early years, I often hear this, but they are just playing. A lot of families, a lot of parents, a lot of teachers ask about play-based learning and what it is they're actually learning. There's so much involved in play-based learning and what children are learning through play. Meeting children at their level, such as play, something they already know how to do, they're familiar with, starting there, we can start building upon all of the building blocks that lead to future growth. Social and emotional development, so important through play, and what they can learn by playing with their peers. Sharing, negotiating, turn-taking, waiting for their turn, asking for help, and importantly, developing language through play. This unstructured, limitless way enables children to learn all of the curriculum elements through play-based learning. Why play-based learning? I'd like to just refer to two quotes that speak volumes. Albert Einstein said, "Play is the highest form of research." When we watch children play, that's exactly what they're doing. They're researching, they're finding out, they're doing things for themselves, and they're analyzing, they're practicing it again, they're developing language, they're modeling language, they're being modeled language. And Fred Donaldson, an author, wrote, "Children learn as they play. Most importantly, in play, children learn how to learn." Again, reinforcing all the opportunities that play has in a play-based curriculum. Early years teachers try to follow children's interest. Interested and engaged children simply learn best when they like what they're doing, when they want to be doing what they're asked, when their ideas come to life, and when they get to have a say in what's happening. They're highly involved, highly engaged, and learn best. We want children to have choice in their play, choice in their learning. We want them to be self-directed, and through play-based activities, children can lead themselves in their way. Play-based learning is enjoyable, it's fun, it's open-ended, it's limitless. Children love it, and through play-based learning, the curriculum can come alive to them. It's imaginative. Children have fantastic imaginations. We don't want to limit their imagination by dictating what they have to do all the time throughout the day. We want them to have choice at times. Play-based learning promotes language development. It promotes creativity and imagination. When children are playing, they're talking, they're speaking, they're learning, they're listening, they're practicing what they're learning, they're hearing spoken language. Play-based learning is process-orientated. It's all of the developmental skills that children are learning through the process of play. They learn, they practice, they apply, and then they do it again. This is where highly experienced teachers can bring the curriculum into play. Through play-based learning, all the curricular goals can be met with highly engaged children who love what they're doing. What are they learning? What is the curriculum? The early years of life are the most important for learning. That's when the foundations for the futures are laid. Here at BISP, we follow the early years foundation stage and development matters documents and guidance created by the Department for Education in the UK. It provides guidance for children from birth to 5 years old with key features of effective practice. 1, giving the best opportunity for every child. 2, offering high quality care. 3, delivering the curriculum, what we want children to learn, which I will show you some examples in a moment. Helping and supporting children to learn. Assessing children's learning. Self-regulation and executive function. Developing and supporting children's abilities. Strong partnerships with parents. Having parents informed and involved is always the best way to keep children engaged, parents informed, and best practice. The early years foundation stage curriculum talks about characteristics of effective learning. Now, these are crucially important as building blocks to be able to learn in any educational setting. One of them is playing and exploring. Through playing and exploring, children can be highly engaged. They're finding out and doing. They're playing with what they already know, then building on what they already know, and often sharing that knowledge with their peers. Being willing to have a go, to try new things, take simple risks, build self-confidence. Another characteristic of effective learning is active learning. That's all the motivation. We want children involved and concentrating for long periods of time. Through play-based learning, children can be involved for extended periods of time. We want them to keep trying, to not give up. We want them to bounce back after difficulties. And we want children to enjoy achieving what they've set out to do. When children set their own play, when they set their own tasks, they're often more successful than if we set tasks for them that they may not be ready for. Creative and critical thinking. This is all about thinking processes, even in the very young children. It's them having their own ideas and celebrating the ideas that they have, giving recognition to their ideas and their thoughts. We want children to make links with what they know and what their past experiences have been, their experiences to their friends' experience, shared experiences. And we want children to be working with ideas, come up with their own ideas, be creative, and then have fun with their creativity. The early years foundation stage also identifies certain prime areas and specific areas for learning. These prime areas are personal, social, and emotional development, where children will be learning how to make relationships. They're acquiring a sense of self. They're understanding their feelings and the feelings of others. Physical development is another prime area where children are learning how to move, and move not only gross body movements, but very fine motor skills. They're learning how about health and self-care and how to take care of themselves independently. Communication and language is a prime area. This is where children are learning how to listen and pay attention. Are they understanding what's being said? Speaking, such an important part. We want children in a language-rich environment where they're getting modeled good language as well as practicing learned language. The early years foundation stage also talks about specific areas for learning. This is literacy, mathematics, understanding the world, and expressive arts and design, all of which are brought into this play-based learning. Often, literacy is seen as perhaps something that doesn't lend itself to play-based learning, same as mathematics. However, experienced teachers who really understand the curriculum know the mathematical curriculum and how to bring that into children's play, how to make it fun, how to make it engaging. Bringing literacy, reading and writing into children's play. When children have their own ideas, they're so much more willing to write about something they've thought of, something they're passionate about, something they love. So through experienced teachers having a good understanding of a curriculum, all of these aspects of the curriculum can very well be taught through play-based learning. These components shape our curriculum here at BISP, and there are many variations to curriculums that work equally as effective, such as SBS, who follows a PYP approach, and SIBS, who follows a Cambridge Early Years curriculum. I often get asked, how do teachers assess a play-based curriculum? Following the curriculum closely, it sets developmental milestones and developmental tasks which children should be able to do at given times. This all leads up to an EYFS End of Early Years profile, which has 17 different early years goals that children are expected to meet by the end of early years. Teachers are able to track children's progress through careful observations and skills that children have learned. They report against the 17 early learning goals as set out in the early years foundational stage curriculum. These early learning goals are then passed on to the Year 1 teachers who will meet the children at their developmental needs and be sure that there is a successful transition into the Year 1 curriculum. Learning environments are a crucial component of any good early years school. They provide the opportunity, the space, and the areas where children can explore, be confident, and gain self-esteem. Spacious outdoor and indoor play areas where children can collaborate, explore, develop language, while encouraging exploration and risk-taking. We want children to be independent, to be able to do things more for themselves without having to ask teachers to do things for them. We want children to be able to access resources, access areas of the learning environment on their own. It's so important to create an environment that is warm, welcoming, and nurturing to facilitate a sense of belonging. Once children feel that they belong, that they're cared for, they can really start to learn effectively. Offering a range of resources that are familiar to the children, as well as activities that are new to them. When children enter a learning environment that they already have a connection with, such as a home corner or a construction area that they may have had some experiences with, they already immediately feel more settled and more ready to learn. We want to ensure that all children feel welcomed and valued, highlighting the importance of close collaboration with parents by including family photos on display boards, singing songs that may be sung in the family home, inviting parents into the environment to read books in their home language at times, to share their experiences, to be part of the community and the culture of the early years program. It's so important to pay close attention to individual children. Teachers need to carefully consider, what are the children interested in, and how is this incorporated into the environment? Again, going back to the play-based learning where we can follow children's interests and inspire them to develop a love of learning through their own interests. Teachers are always thinking about, how can we help children communicate better? What are their next developmental needs in language and communication? When are the children ready to play and ready for rest? This is very important in early years setting. I often talk to parents about the readiness for children to read, the readiness for children to write. Often children show teachers when they're ready for the next developmental steps, and that's when teachers can act on them. What intrinsically motivates children to learn? Again, a crucial reflection for teachers to look back on and think, What do they want to learn? What are they interested in? What really gets them excited? How can they have choice and control? Allowing children to feel empowered by having choice in what they do, having some choice in where they play, how the day works around what they would like to do at times. Always reflecting on, is the environment meeting their individual needs? All children are different. All children have different individual needs, and having an environment that supports and allows for children's different needs to be met. I would like to end this with really highlighting the importance of communication and partnerships. I say that word a lot in the early years, partnerships. Everything is about a partner between home and school, parents and teachers, children, parents and teachers. It's so important that parents and teachers communicate regularly about each child's learning and development. The best approach is always what's replicated at home is tried to be done at school and vice versa. We have regularly scheduled parent-teacher conferences where we encourage parents to come in to discuss the development of their children. We learn a lot from parents at these parent-teacher conferences. They often notice things at home that we wouldn't get to see if we didn't get to have these regular conversations. Teachers have an open door policy. Parents are encouraged to come and meet outside of regularly scheduled conferences. Make a time with a teacher to discuss anything that they've noticed. Regularly scheduled parent workshops is often very helpful, again, to create that partnership of what we're doing at school and how that can be replicated and supported at home. We encourage for parent involvement. We invite parents into the classroom a lot. We have open mornings where parents are asked to come into the environment and really see what are the children doing. Seeing firsthand what a child is learning, where their interests are, how they struggle through challenges, what friendship groups they have, their favorite areas to play. We want parents to see that in real life rather than just simply telling them it in parent-teacher conferences. So again, that partnership between home and school, teacher and parent is crucial in an earlier setting. Okay, great question. I hear, my child is a bit behind. How do we manage this? I would say the first thing is trust the teachers, speak to the staff, and that open door communication where teachers are explaining to you what they're seeing, the developmental steps that that child has already made. I'll go back again to the readiness of a child, for example, to read or to write. Forcing a child to read or write will not actually improve any of their progress. It may actually hinder it. So please support and trust the teachers. They will speak to you quite openly about their readiness, next steps, things you can do at home, things teachers are doing at school that will only help and support their child. We don't want to pressure young children into taking next steps that they're just simply not ready for. It all comes back down again to each individual child and meeting that child at their individual needs. Another great question I've been asked is, my child isn't playing with other children yet. Should I be worried? Children go through developmental stages of learning how to play with other children. They will begin at birth with pure, isolated, independent play. They won't be interested in other children yet. Then they will start to learn how to play with other children, but not before they just observe first, perhaps play alongside groups of children. Sometimes they will replicate the play that they're seeing before they eventually join in with the play. Again, that partnership with the parent, or with the parent and the teacher. Speak to your class teacher. Let them know what you're seeing. They will let you know the observations they're seeing, and quite often can even put strategies in place, such as simple play groups within the classroom, or creating new play groups where they'd have those opportunities to play with other children. Thank you for joining us. I hope that has been informative, and come visit us. We would love to see families and visitors into our earlier setting. Thank you.